If you receive senior or disability benefits, then you need to hear this carefully. Take note: Social Security rule means no checks will be paid out to Americans in November. This is a major update that has created a lot of confusion among seniors, SSI, SSDI, and spousal benefit recipients across the country. Many people are wondering whether their next payment will arrive or not, especially with so many changes happening in the final months of this year. Look at this. Millions of seniors are holding their breath right now, wondering if their next check will even arrive. After years of paying into the system, they're now being told no payments in November. But hidden inside this update is both a warning and a glimmer of hope for every Social Security recipient in America. Before we get into the full details, please do one quick thing. Hit that like button so more seniors can see this important update. And if you depend on Social Security or disability benefits, subscribe right now, because every week, we break down the truth behind these government changes that directly affect your wallet and your future. Look at this. The truth is, October and November are two of the most crucial months for millions of beneficiaries. Several updates are being processed during this time, from benefit adjustments and COLA changes to new Social Security proposals linked to inflation and policy reforms. So let's go step by step and clear all the confusion. First, let's start with what could be a positive development for millions of Social Security recipients. Look at this. As 2026 Social Security COLA wait continues, research shows use of wrong index costly for seniors. That's right, recent reports confirm that the cost of living adjustment, COLA, announcement was delayed because of the government's budget disputes and the possibility of a shutdown. But we finally have a new date. Look at this. The official COLA announcement will take place on October 24th, when the updated figures for the 2026 increase are released. This update affects more than 74 million Americans, including retirees, disabled individuals, and spousal pay recipients. However, the big question remains, will it truly make a difference? Well, it depends. The adjustment could go in two directions. Look at this. Either you'll see the usual modest increase in your monthly payments, estimated between $54 and $58, or there might be a significant jump, somewhere between $300 to $500, depending on inflation data and the new calculation method. Why is there so much debate? Because experts argue that the government still uses the wrong inflation formula to determine COLA. Look at this. While official announcement is due October 24th, the Senior Citizens League finds using the CPI-W instead of the CPI-E has cost retired seniors $5,000 since 1999. Yes, $5,000 lost simply because of using the wrong price index for over 2 decades. That's a serious issue. The reason behind this loss lies in how the cost of living is measured. The CPI-W, Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners, tracks expenses of regular working Americans, not retirees. Seniors spend differently. Their main costs are medical bills, prescriptions, rent, and groceries, not work-related expenses. So, when the government bases Social Security increases on the CPI-W, it doesn't reflect seniors' real-life inflation. That's why millions of older Americans are receiving checks that don't match the rising cost of living. Imagine this. In 2025, millions of seniors are still living below the poverty line, surviving on Social Security checks that barely cover essentials. According to estimates, nearly 5 million beneficiaries receive monthly payments that keep them below the federal poverty level. The proposed solution is clear: switch from CPI-W to CPI-E, the Consumer Price Index for the elderly. This metric better represents the actual spending patterns of older adults. CP focuses more on healthcare, housing, and medication, areas that take up the largest share of a retiree's budget. Economists, advocacy groups, and lawmakers have repeatedly urged the government to make this change to ensure fairness and accuracy. Look at this. In fact, 2 major proposals have been pushing this idea forward: the Social Security 2100 Act, which seeks to modernize benefit calculations and make COLA fairer. The Social Security Expansion Act, which includes a yearly $2,400 raise, or about $200 more per month, for beneficiaries. Both aim to improve how Social Security benefits are calculated, particularly for seniors relying entirely on these checks for survival. Many advocates are calling this one of the most important reforms in decades. It's not just about a few extra dollars, it's about restoring purchasing power that retirees lost over the years. If you believe in this change, many people online are voicing support by saying, "I support CPI." It's a reminder that the system needs to evolve with the real cost of aging. Now let's move to another urgent issue that's been making headlines: fraud and scams targeting seniors. Social Security Administration sends warning over letter scam. Yes, this is an official alert, and it's something everyone should take seriously. Recently, scammers have been sending fake letters that look almost identical to real Social Security notices. Some of these even appear to come from the Supreme Court or other government offices, featuring forged signatures of federal officials. The letters instruct recipients to call a number or visit a link to verify their benefits. Unfortunately, those who follow these instructions end up giving away personal information, including Social Security numbers, bank account details, and other sensitive data. These scams are highly sophisticated, and many seniors have already fallen victim, losing a large portion of their benefits. If you or someone you know receives such a letter, do not respond, do not call the number, and never share your information. Instead, contact the official Social Security office directly through their verified helpline or website. The agency has confirmed that they never request personal or financial information by letter, email, or text message. Any message or document claiming otherwise is fraudulent. It's essential to stay alert and share this warning with others, especially elderly friends and family members who might not be aware of these scams. Now, let's address the part that everyone has been waiting for: why some Americans won't receive their checks in November. This mainly concerns SSI, Supplemental Security Income, recipients. Here's why. The next SSI payment date is October 31st, not November 1st. That's because November 1st falls on a weekend. When that happens, Social Security releases the payments earlier, at the end of the previous month. So, even though you'll receive your SSI funds in late October, that payment technically counts as your November benefit. This is why no SSI checks will go out in November itself. You've already been paid in advance. This schedule adjustment happens several times a year whenever payment days coincide with weekends or federal holidays. It's completely normal and doesn't mean benefits are being withheld or canceled. Let's recap the key takeaways from this important update. No checks will be issued in November for SSI recipients because of the adjusted payment calendar. The official 2026 COLA announcement will happen on October 24th, possibly bringing a much-needed increase in benefits. Seniors have lost over $5,000 since 1999 due to the government using the CPI-W formula instead of CPI. There's growing public pressure to adopt CPI-E, which better reflects seniors' real living costs. And finally, the Social Security Administration has issued an urgent warning about scam letters targeting beneficiaries. With so many changes on the horizon, from inflation-linked raises to fraud protection, the next few months will shape the financial future for millions of retirees and disabled Americans. Stay alert, stay informed, and make sure you double-check any Social Security communication you receive. Thank you for watching and staying updated on these crucial issues that directly impact your financial well-being.